Welcome friends. Today we will make a free energy generator using a syringe with a piston inside that and converting the to and fro motion of the piston into a free energy generating device. So the tools required is as usual. We are using the tools as usual. So this type of syringe we will take and wound a copper coil over it for a maximum number of turns. We will wind a maximum number of turns of a coil over it, leaving a certain end. See that the coil is tightly wound over the cylinder of a syringe. We will make a maximum number of turns over it. So we have wound a maximum number of turns over it. After winding maximum number of turns, cut according to the requirement of the length. So like this we have winded. You can after winding you can twist it so that the coil will not be removed. So we have wounded it tightly over the cylinder of the syringe. After winding it, we have to remove the insulation of the endings of the coil. Remove it as shown once the shining of the copper is available. So you have to remove like that. Once the insulation is removed, we can solder it with a solder wire. Both the endings of the wire is soldered properly. So both the endings of the wire is been soldered properly. Next, after this, we have to take the piston. You have to take the piston, which has to be inserted inside the syringe. We have fixed with this copper coil and strip with the 2 holes to make it a crankshaft to move the piston inside the cylinder in to and fro motion. So this type of steel plate, I have made 2 holes attaching it with a copper coil to make a crankshaft to move it to and fro. So this end we have to remove it with a cutter or a knife so that we can attach a magnet to the ending. So I'll cut this using a scissor. Cut it properly. Once it is been removed, next we will fix a magnet in front of this. We will take a 2-ended tape and cut it as per our requirement. This type of magnet we can fix in front of this, so that this magnet will move to and fro inside the cylinder. Tightly fix it, and we have made a steel crankshaft to move it. We can insert this magnet inside the coil, which will move to and fro inside this cylinder. So we can adjust it as per the requirement. Cylinder and insert it inside this. We have made an arrangement of coil and a cylinder like this. Once it is been done, next we will take a glass slab like this and mount it over the glass slab. This type of glass slab we will take and fix it on the plywood board. Then we will mount the arrangement of this syringe over this glass slab. Before that, we will fix the two-sided tape and fix this glass slab over it. Once the glass slab is being fixed, we will mount the arrangement of the syringe over it. So we'll fix the two-sided tape and mount the glass slab over it tightly. We have fixed the glass slab. Now again we will fix the two-sided tape above the glass side tap and fix the arrangement of the syringe over it. We'll fix the arrangement of the syringe over the glass slab. Once it is been fixed correctly, next we will take a wooden board over which we will mount the DC motor and fix this crankshaft to it so that the piston moves inside the syringe to and fro. We will attach a flywheel to the front end of the motor. Once the flywheel is been fixed, we will fix it with the shaft, the crank and the shaft which is made for the movement of the piston inside the syringe. And so this type of white flywheel we have fixed in front of the motor. Tightly we will fix it. Then we will fix it with the crank and the shaft of the arrangement made for in the syringe. So we will fix the shaft with the screw tightly to the flywheel. Once it has been fixed, next we will fix the motor above the board. For this we will fix the tape as per the necessity. Once the tape is been fixed, we will mount the motor, the arrangement of motor and the flywheel over this board. We will fix the motor above this board and tighten the board with the screw. Once the arrangement is done, we will tighten the board with the screw. Once it is been tightened, the arrangement is free to move. Next we will fix two screws to solder the endings of the wire with a forward bias diode and a filter capacitor, so that whatever the alternating current which is generated due to and fro motion of the magnet inside the coil, according to Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, states that whenever the flux link the coil changes, EMF is generated. Here, because the magnet is moving to and fro inside the solenoid or a coil, EMF is generated, which we will take it out through the coil with the help of forward bias diode and a filter capacitor to get a pure DC. So once we have fixed the screws, we will solder it with a solder wire and fix the arrangement of these ends of the coil with a forward bias diode and a filter capacitor, and fix the extension board with it. We will solder it properly with the solder wire. We will solder it properly. Then we will take a diode, forward bias diode, and fix with the one end terminal of the insulated copper wire. So the diode is been fixed in a forward bias condition. Then we will fix a filter capacitor parallel to both the endings of the wire. See that the positive end of the capacitor is fixed with the diode and the negative point to the other terminal. Once it is been fixed, both the terminal is been fixed, all the arrangements is been completed. So the forward bias and the filter capacitor is fixed. Next we will fix the extension board in order to take the output. Fix the output to the extension board. Once it is been fixed, next we have to give the torque to the motor and get free energy out of it. See whether it will produce the free energy or not. Before that, we will solder to output of the motor. Once the output is been fixed, we will fix a magnet in front of the coil so that maximum flux linkage will be produced and EMF will be generated in the coil by the movement of the magnet to and fro motion inside the coil. EMF is generated in the coil.
Once the arrangement is done, we will give a target to the flywheel. The flywheel starts rotating showing that the piston inside the cylinder is to and fro, producing the free energy. The output of the coil works on the principle of Faraday law of electromagnetic induction, stating that whenever the flux in the coil changes in energy generated, here the magnet inside the coil to and fro, where the flux linking to the coil is changing and it produces EMF in the coil. The output of the work is that EMF is generated in the coil.